listing concierge marketing in 60 minutes or less. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. And you'll see here, I'm always going to go to mycvdesk.com first. Again, I know that Realogy site is out there floating around somewhere, but I promise you that the My CV Desk is the most agent-friendly site. Excuse me, that's where we want to start. So you will see that I have listing concierge at the top. I always like to show you guys, in case you didn't know, that you can move the tiles around in desk. I have mine at the top because I use it very, very frequently. So we have 60 minutes for this class, so we're going to dive right in. I'm going to show you in 60 minutes how you can maximize your marketing. One tip and trick that I find a lot of people are not aware of is along this little kebab menu here, as marketing calls it, or ellipsis, the three dots, the menu bar, we all call it something different. The little dots in the bottom right-hand corner, you can click the timeline button. So we'll get into the Help Center a little bit later, but there is a button there that you can click on to get a timeline for your specific order. And I love this because I'm a person that I like to put everything in my phone. I like to have it on my calendar. It just helps me be more organized. And it also helps with my own expectations and managing the expectations of my clients. So I am a part of, as you are, the Mid-Atlantic region. So I'm going to go ahead and click next, and you'll see that the date that the photography is uploaded into the system and the marketing copy is submitted is the catalyst for everything to get done on your order. Now, this could be a marketing copy is the property description, the remarks. You can just copy and paste whatever you have in the MLS public remarks and put them here. And let's just say we'll go with today's date to put that in. And let's say, or actually we'll go with tomorrow's date. Let's say I have my photos taken today. Excuse me, we know that in listing concierge, I have to have them within 24 hours. So I'm going to go ahead and let's say I had my photos taken at 9 this morning. I'm going to have those photos by tomorrow morning at the latest. I'm going to go ahead and calculate that delivery date. Now, I will preface this by saying that some of these tools we're able to unlock and utilize ourselves. So that's really where it comes to maximizing our order in 60 minutes or less. There is no delay. There is no wait period for some of these pieces of the product. Your property live website will go live within 1 business day. So I am going to show you how to unlock that and publish that yourself, so you do not have to wait for this website to go live. As soon as you have your photos and your property description in the system, in Listing Concierge, in your order, you're able to flip the switch if the website is the way you want it to be, and you can make it active. If you do not do that, you do have a listing concierge coordinator, your LCC, and that person will help you market and utilize your listing, and they will flip that switch for you and publish that for you the next day. So I can see if I had my photography session this morning, I met my photographer at the home at 9 o'clock. Let's say we went through, we did everything we needed to do. I'm going to have my photos tomorrow, and by Wednesday, my property website is live, or by tomorrow when I get my photos and I have my description in, I can hit the switch and it will be live. Same thing with the brochure. You guys hear me say all the time, kind of ad nauseum, please give feedback. I will tell you that at Gen Blue this past week, I got to meet the listing concierge product manager. He's amazing. He is totally a marketing person, but totally looking at the entire concept of listing concierge that was started by agents in Colorado in 2010. Excuse me, adopted and corrected a few times since then, and then the company did adopt it in 2014, and then they made significant changes and rolled it out to the entire country in 2017, I believe in 2020, and you guys know we did a little bit of a revamp on it last year. a piece of that revamp and a newer piece in Listing Concierge, in case you weren't aware, is the brochure proof. Now, I do have a Listing Concierge coordinator, again, that LCC that's going to give me that concierge service, that's going to go in. He is going to create this brochure for me based on my hearted photos, which I'll show you in a moment. And that brochure will be created for me, and all I need to do is go in and proof it, make sure it looks the way I want it to, hit the approve button, it's going to go to print. But wait, there's more. You guys asked for it. Now you can unlock your brochure yourself. And as soon as you have your photos, as soon as you have your property description, you can go in, mess around with the brochure a little bit, because that's not the right way to say that, but you can edit the brochure as you see fit, and you can hit the approve button. If you hit that approve button before 2 p.m., you will receive your brochures the next business day. I have had agents that have told me they hit that button, on a Friday, and they receive them on Saturday or Sunday. It just, I guess, depends on the overnighting. But you will receive that brochure, and you can send that either to the property, to your office, or to your home, whatever is most convenient for you and most efficient. Also, we have our just listed mailer, our proof here for if you have a just listed postcard or the trifold mailers, depending upon your package. So those are going to be available to us. It does take an additional few days to get those done. But again, the Listing Concierge coordinator will go in, get that proof to you. You do have to remember to go in and proof it and approve it, and then they will be sent out via the U.S. mail. That property e-blast proof will come to you, and that is through Prospect Square. So we're going to have a big push this month just to help you get your prospects and your clients and everyone you know in your sphere with an email address in Prospect Square. I promise you, agents that I work with, once they've done that, that's the big hurdle. You're able to really utilize that tool, learn that tool, but most importantly, utilize that for your listing concierge. I would say it's like the French fries in the Happy Meal. I know you guys have heard me say it before, but no one buys a Happy Meal and throws the French fries away. We buy the combo because we want all the pieces. So it's just like that. And if you do throw the French fries away, please call me. I love French fries. But here we have, I always call these the French fries of the group because it's the most underutilized. This is a great way to send everyone you know your listing. It's a great factor when you're talking to your sellers that you have a large sphere of influence, and everyone is going to know that their property is on the market. You never know when an old coworker might be moving, or maybe the neighbor's sister is moving into that neighborhood. You just don't know. So I like to send it out. I also like to remind people, again, that reminds people that I do real estate. We have our social and web advertising by Boost, Boost by HomeSpotter or HomeSpotter Boost. You'll see it does say gold or platinum only, but because we are in the mid-Atlantic region, we are special. We get that for every single package. You do have the option when placing the order, if you do not want brochures, to have, I believe, an additional 14 days of online advertising. Now, folks, this is not just Instagram and Facebook. It is the entire internet. And we know why that's important, because like last week when Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp, everything went down and people lost their minds, guess what? Boost My Home Spotter was still out on the internet. The ads were still going out. So we have that as well. I'm going to show you how to maximize that as well. You can actually include your seller's information. Their ad for their home will follow them around the internet. Of course, that's a secret. We're not going to let them know we did that on purpose. They're going to be so impressed with you that you spent all of this money to put them all over the internet that they can't help but refer you to family, friends, coworkers, etc. We have your update that's published every Friday that will go out to all of the area realtors. And of course, that professional photo slideshow. But let's jump right into Listing Concierge. I'm going to go ahead and click on the Listing Concierge app. And you can see, because I'm an employee, I don't have any listing concierge orders. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to jump into someone else's account. So I'm going to go in on behalf of, Sandy, because I know she won't be mad at me. Continue on behalf of, and you'll see here she has several in here. So we're just going to go right in. As soon as you place your order, you want to go right in and hit your manage order button. Once the order has been placed, you can jump right into this immediately. And you want to go through and you want to add that property description. So we'll see over here on the left-hand side, we have a property description. Again, you can just copy and paste what you have on the MLS public remarks. And then, of course, the headline as well can be as you choose. So don't overthink that. I always have agents that are like, I don't know what to write there. It could just be conveniently located rancher, spacious villa style home. Keep it sweet and simple because it's just the headline. Again, people are going to read through the body. They're going to look at the pictures. And this is going to go on your postcard or your trifold mailer. It's going to be on your brochure. It's going to be on your flyer, but we're able to edit all of those things as well. So once I get my property description in and I get my photos, they're uploaded, or maybe I've uploaded them myself. You'll see here that Sandy went through and hearted one of these photos. I'm going to go ahead and click on this waffle menu here at the top just to make them a little bit larger. I'm also going to make my screen a little bit larger just so that we can see this together. Then you want to go through and you actually want to go through and heart any of the photos that are your favorite. So photography, I find, is very subjective. I've sat with agents before that are like, man, I really like this particular photo. And maybe I'm like, oh, but I like this particular photo. So there's no wrong answer, but we really want to make sure that we're getting it right for you. You have complete control over your marketing. So we want you to go through and heart about 12 to 14 photos that you really like. Excuse me. What this is going to do is it's going to let Marcy over here, or whichever of the LCCs you have, it's going to let them know, hey, these are the photos that I prefer. So when you're creating my trifold mailer or my postcard, or let's say I don't want to do my brochure, I want the LCC to do that, they're going to know what photos you want, because you can see we have several photos of the kitchen here, which is lovely. But again, if I really want this photo, I need to heart that, or maybe I really want this photo because it shows the pantry. So again, that just is going to help your LCC know which photos you prefer. Once you've done that, again, you have your property description in there. You can put that in immediately after placing your order. Once your photos are uploaded by your photographer, or again, you can upload them yourself, you can go through and hit this order management button. Now, this is where your 60 minutes or less is going to come in. So here we'll see that we have our product tracking, and we have all of the products that are included in this particular order. And if everybody could please mute themselves, that way we just don't get any feedback on our recording, and bless you. So here we'll see we have our flyer. It is a partial service. It is in the proofing stage, and I believe sometimes that's always in the proofing stage, even if it's complete. It just depends. Professional photography was self-service. That was done. Website, partial service, again, something that I can do or let my LCC take care of for me. My listing, my just listed postcard, that is full service. So full service does mean that the LCC has to do that. I can't unlock it. I can't get in there myself. Might be something in the future that we can do. Not sure just yet. Brochure, you'll see, is partial service because, again, I can unlock that myself. I can get in and do that right away. Just sold postcard doesn't go out until it's settled. Social media banner, we can see, is a self-service option. I can get it immediately and do that as well. Professional video is full service. That is done. You do need to make sure that you go in and proof that. Once you have approved it, they will start making that with that professional voiceover actor. That's it. I always say it's like the HGTV effect. And here we have that video slideshow that is a DIY. So right now, let's say that I had my photos taken. It's the 12th. It's the next day. and I've gone in and I already have my property description in there. I've gone in and hearted some of the photos for Marcy or whomever my LCC is, for the postcards and those things. I can dive right in. Now I can get right into the flyer. I can publish my single property website. I can go in and grab a social media banner. I can do my DIY slideshow. I can unlock and approve and send to print my brochure. I can also go into Boost by HomeSpotter, add my seller's information. So there are many, many things that you can do. And I always say you can do them in 60 minutes or less, but really be kind to yourself, because when I first learned this, it took me a little more than 60 minutes. The more that you utilize it, the easier it is. So you'll see here, your product is ready. Please review it. Let us know if it's good to go. I can download this flyer here if I need to go in and edit the layout, if I need to change the design. I don't really want to hit reject because that's going to send it back to the LCC. That's going to lock it for me. I can't really get into it, but I can do a lot of these things on my own. You can go in, you can change the photos, you can change the blurb that's there that you've put in. All of your information will appear. And I want to definitely download in a high resolution. I can print this out of my office. Again, you can go in and change the design, edit the layout. You can change the headline. Maybe I want this particular flyer to say open house this weekend, and have the date on there. I can do that. And again, I can download it once it's finished. I can print it out. I can take it with me. And again, you can edit the layout here. You can choose a different design. You can choose different photos. So you'll see that Sandy has gone in and changed the photos to the photos that she prefers. So let's say that she did not like this kitchen photo. You'd be able to just drag and drop that photo there. So we picked a different photo, and now you can see it's automatically updated. I could just hit done. It's going to save that for me. I'm going to stick her original photo back in there just so that she doesn't wonder why that's different. And then I'm just going to go ahead and hit done. And then my product's ready again. I can download it now that it's the way that I want it. I can print it out. I can also change the design. So this is something that's a little bit newer. If you haven't really played around with this too much, you can go in and change the design. You'll see we do have some landscape formats. We have some two-sided flyers as well that have additional photos. And then, of course, we have our classic version as well. So I'm not going to change Sandy's, but you can change via the size. Here we have the 8.5 by 11. We know that's the flyer size. Do I want landscape? Do I only want portrait? Do I want to fold it? These do not fold. But do I want one-sided or two-sided? And how many photos do I want to include? So that's the other thing too. You'll see there isn't one for 10, there isn't one for 11, but maybe there's one for 4, or I have one for 6. So again, it'll give you those layouts. Right now, I believe they're working on a way for you to be able to hover, where it will bring that photo up a little bit closer to you. But I am a big believer in, and you'll see even when I increase the size of my screen, it doesn't really help too much. So don't be afraid to go in and play around with it, and then kind of remember or write down the number of the one that you prefer to use. That's going to give you some help when you do this in the future for your next order. So again, approve and continue. I'm not going to hit that for Sandy, even though this is just the flyer. But you can hit approve and continue. And again, you can download this, you can print it right out. You can go in and when you're editing the layout, one thing that I did not show you is you can also go in and change the words. So I did hit the button there, but you can go in and change the words. Let's say we wanted it to say open house. We could take things out, we could add things. You get approximately 40 characters before it's going to cut it off. You do want to save it. I just hit cancel because I didn't really make an update. But here, that's where you can go in and just click through and make any additional changes that are needed to your flyer. So now you've done your flyer. We see products and services over here. It does give us our order management list. The next thing would be our single property website. So a single property website, again, the LCC, in this case, Marcy, will go in and publish that for us, but we do have control and the flexibility to go in and, you know, add information, take information out. We can go through and determine in the middle of your single property website, you will have 5 photos that scroll through. So I can determine what those photos are, what do I want them to be, what order do I want them to be in. And I can also remove any of the photos from the entire grid at the bottom of the website. Now, I also have the option here to view the website. I can see what that's going to look like. Again, I love the single property website. It's only the property and my information. People can't get distracted by the picture of another agent or another home. It's just us. So you can see here, Sandy has picked some photos. They're going to rotate through. People can also click and rotate through. And then we're going to get that about feature that, again, we can edit as we see fit. And then here we have a slideshow of all of the photos included. So again, great information, how much it's offered for, or if it's price upon request, what it's going to look like on the map, and here's all of Sandy's information. So I can view the website here, copy, and of course this is the publish button here that I can go in as soon as I have my photos, as soon as I have my property description, I can publish this myself. I do not need to wait, but if I don't want to publish it right away, again, Marcy or my LCC will go in and do that for me within 1 business day. Excuse me. You'll see next on the list, just listed postcard. We're going to skip that because that is a full service option that your LCC will have to complete for you. I'm going to skip over that and go straight to the brochure. Again, based on your feedback, we are listening. The product teams determine that it's better that you guys can go in and you can edit these brochures yourself. There is no delay now. Again, you can go in within the first 60 minutes if you choose and edit your layout. You can change your design. This is going to function exactly the same way that the flyer did. And I always highly suggest, I know that we're paperless, guys, but I will tell you, marketing's going to come for me. I always like to download in a high resolution. If you need to print it out to view it, please do that. I always want to ensure that the marketing that I'm sending out is correct. It's accurate. It looks the way that I want it to. And I can see here that she has chosen the one that folds in half. So here we have all of this information here and beautiful photos. We can read through, make sure that we don't have any typos, price upon request. So here she was able to change some of that information. And again, you can edit the layout, you can change the design. So again, that edit layout, that's going to be your edit button. So that's where you're going to be able to go in and change the photos. You're also able, if you see that little button there, you're able to crop the photos. So click and drag any of the blue dots within the blue photo box to move the location of, so you can see here, we can move it. And I'm going to cancel because she had it a certain way, but we can move it around. If we want it to be a little bit bigger, we can do that, and it'll look the way that you need it to look. So that's how we're going to get a landscape photo into a portrait, and a portrait photo into a landscape template. The back page as well, you can go through there. You're able to add your bullets. You're able to add different things. You'll see here we have bold, italics, underline, bullets. We have links. You can hyperlink things, although there's no need for that on a brochure, but we can save all of that as well. And when we are done, when you're done, you can just hit this done button. You can see this has already been completed, but you'll have a done and approve button, and that will send it to print. And again, you'll get those the next business day. Just make sure you do this before 2 p.m. You'll get them the next business day. And again, you can have these sent to your home, your office, maybe your clients directly. And that's if you have that brochure. Just so postcard doesn't go out until it's settled, so we're going to hop over to our social media banner. Now you can see, although I haven't actually gone in and truly edited some of these things, we're not even to 11:30 yet, and I've been able to go through several of my products and services and check them out and kind of see what they are and what they look like. So here we do have a social media banner. So if you are someone that is an avid Canva junkie like I am, you may already have a template, but if you don't, I love this option because I don't have to think about it. It's very efficient with my time. So I can go through, I can edit the layout. Again, I can edit the headline, what it says, and I can also change the design. So some of you might remember when Listing Concierge first came out, we had one template. And I heard multiple agents say, look, that's great, but it's not my style. So we have a lot more now. So these are all, of course, just one page because they're public facing for social media. They do fit into Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. I've even posted them on Twitter. And here you'll see just a lot of different options. Again, you can go in. None of them are the wrong choice. It's whichever you prefer. The other thing that you're able to do is go in and change this information at any time. So I can go in and select a different design. I can select a different design at any time. So please review the proof after changing your template designs. I'm going to change that particular design and go back in and see what that looks like and see if I like it. Because I will be honest with you, sometimes I go in and I'm like, nah, I don't like that. You might go in and say, oh, that bar cuts off the top of the house, or maybe I don't like that so much. I can download this now. I can change the design. I can also change the photo that's in the design. So I'm going to go back and select the design that Sandy had before, just in case she comes in here looking for this. So we can go in, we can change this design. And I have seen some agents that go through and I can edit the layout here. If you want to have photos where you scroll through on Instagram, you can go in and edit these. You can, maybe I want to go in and add the kitchen. It doesn't always have to be the front of the home. So you're able to, again, go in as many times as needed. I've seen some agents where I go to their Instagram page and they have where you can scroll through and everything is formatted the same way, but there's different photos in the background of different rooms in the house, or the initial one that they send out. Maybe you have one that doesn't have some great curb appeal and you want to show off the great kitchen or the amazing backyard, something like that. You can use one of those photos as well. So you can just click done when you're done with that. When you're done and you've edited and it's the way that you want it to look, you're able to download that. Again, I do prefer to download in high resolution. Once you've downloaded, you just want to save that to your computer wherever you can find it. If that's on your desktop, if it's in a folder somewhere, if it's in pictures, you'll see here mine always opens everything in Paint. So I'm able to save this, save it somewhere on the computer. I'm just going to go ahead and save it in my BrandServe folder. We'll just say Heath for now, just so that I remember what it's called. And then you'd be able to go to Facebook, log into your business page. I will let you know if you have your Instagram attached to your business Facebook, because we know that Facebook does own Instagram, you are able to schedule it out on both. So I've had a lot of people say, well, how do I get this on Instagram? Because you can't post from the computer. You can either post this live now, and then just pull it up on your phone, copy it, save it from your phone, go to Instagram, post it. I'm a very big fan of publishing tools. So if you go into your Coldwell Banker Realty business Facebook page, you click on those publishing tools. You'll see the schedule tab right here. You can go in and hit create post. You can determine the date and the time that you would like to have this come out. Let's say I'm just going to pick a date in the future so I remember to go in and take it out later. Now I can go in and I can say what it is that I need to say. I'm a Bitly lover, so I will probably grab that single property website, give that a Bitly, put that link in there just because, you know, people can't click on it in Instagram, but they can utilize it. I want to go ahead and make sure that it's on my Instagram, and then I want to add my media. So that's where I'm going to go in and add that photo. You'll see here, I can go into my brand serve. I labeled it Heath. So here we have our wonderful photo here. I'm going to go ahead and hit the add button. You're going to see this change in just a moment. It's going to load that preview or fetch that preview for me, and I can see what that's going to look like in my desktop news feed. I can also see what that's going to look like in a mobile news feed. We know most people are on their phones nowadays, so we can see what that's going to look like. And I can also see what that's going to look like on my Instagram. So that gives you the ability there to, again, put a little bit about the property. You already have a social media graphic created for you. You hit this button here for schedule post. I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to post it. But you can schedule that post, and at that date and time, it's going to come out on Instagram and Facebook for you. And again, the beauty of it all, I really didn't have to do much to it. I just had to go in and pick my photo. Professional video is the next here. And that is, we do have to go through and just make sure that we've approved the script. You can see that Sandy's already did that. Kudos to her. Product was completed, and she can go in and download that, copy the link, do what she needs to do. But we do have the video slideshow. Now, this is also something that you're able to do in the first 60 minutes, as soon, again, as you have your photos and your property description. So you can see that Sandy hasn't utilized this portion. So here we have some of the photos. You can go through, again, change the photos in this particular video. I have some agents that are like, I only want 10 photos. I want to give them kind of a snapshot of what it is. You know, maybe it's coming soon and I want to push it out there, or, you know, as long as it's in the MLS, or, you know, it's gone live and I'm like, oh, here's a teaser. I'm going to have this really fabulous video coming up, but here's a short video with some music. Once you do that, you're able to continue. Product has been updated. So it will take it a little while, probably about 5 or 10 minutes, and we can come back in there and it should be updated. We can download it again, like the professional video, copy the link, download it, do what we need to do with that video. So far you'll see that we've gone through our flyer, our single property website, our social media banner, our DIY slideshow, and even that brochure that we used to not be able to unlock. But there is a little bit more that we can do. And that's going to make us get out of the Listing Concierge app itself, out of that tool, and we're going to jump into our HomeSpotter Boost. Now, you'll hear this called Boost by HomeSpotter. You'll hear it called HomeSpotter Boost. I'm not really sure why. I've heard it both ways, but just so that you know, it is the same thing. And we can go ahead and click directly on that digital social advertising here. Now, once you click in, it's going to shoot you right into your account. Mine always makes me click an additional button because I'm an employee. That's okay. Once yours pops up, you're going to see your total number of campaigns, your total clicks, your total views, and your total running campaigns. So let's see if we can go into Miss Bratcher here. So here we have a Listing Concierge order. So for the last 30 days, maybe we want to look at all of them. So if you're not seeing what you're looking for, just know that we have the status, the type, you know, those things here. We can see Listing Concierge packages. We can see how many people have engaged with the ad. That means maybe they've liked it, or they've shared it, or they've commented on it. Now, I don't get really upset if there's not a lot of engagement, because engagement on Facebook and social media and all that, that doesn't sell houses. What I'm really worried about is, okay, here we have some click-throughs, some people that were so interested that they clicked through to get some additional information. And really, how many people have seen this ad? Because really, honestly, guys, they're not just seeing the ad, they're seeing my face, they're seeing my name. You can see this one here in Darlington had 17,000 views. 17,000 views. So we're able to go into our listing concierge package. You will see at first the campaign, it won't say ended. Yeah, it doesn't like me today. It won't say ended. It might say pending or scheduled. I believe it says scheduled. So let's see if it's going to cooperate with me today a little bit here. There we go. Sorry about that. You will be able to jump right in. You'll be able to see what it's going to look like on Facebook. What is your ad going to look like on Instagram? Also, what it's going to look like on the World Wide Web. Guys, these follow me everywhere. I see them all the time. I used to take screenshots of them and send them to the agents when I saw them, and that took up so much time because I really do see them a lot. All the algorithms based on this are going to show your ad to people who are actively looking for real estate. So you guys hear me say it all the time. That algebra we said we would never need runs the social media world. It dominates the world now. So it's all the algorithms in the background. You know, when you're sitting there talking about Dunkin' Donuts and the next ad on your YouTube is for Dunkin', you know, I actually happen to really like that because I want it tailored to what I want to see. I don't necessarily want to see ads for baseball. I don't watch baseball, but I see a lot of ads for NASCAR. I see a lot for, you know, music and for real estate. Those are the things that interest me. So I love that it does that. You can also email your seller the results. So when before your ad is live, it will have the options. So let's go back and choose one that's not actually running just yet, just to give you a good snapshot of what it's actually going to look like. So it looks like all of these are currently running, so that's okay. We can use that. That's an agent paid ad, probably not a good example. So you can go into Boost HomeSpotter or HomeSpotter by Boost and pay for your own ads as well. But we're going to go into a listing concierge ad. You can see this is running and it's really, really new. So you'll see here, engage, clicks, ad views. It will run for an additional 1 week, 1 day, 9 hours, and 25 minutes. It's very precise. I can edit the campaign here. So I can go in. You are able to toggle in your account instead of it coming out from Coldwell Banker Realty, DC and Northern Virginia, or if you're in Maryland, it will have Maryland and Delaware. You can have it come out from your own Facebook business page, in which case you'll get the notifications in Facebook. You can edit the ad text and the image, who will see your ad, and the landing page. I tend to leave the landing page there, but you can edit all of those things right here. But the main thing that I want to point out in that first 60 minutes, when you get your photos back and you have your product, your property description in the system, I'm going to go in immediately and add my seller info. I'm going to add prospective sellers in here as well. Seller's full name and email. They're never going to contact them without your explicit permission. The only permission that you are giving on this screen is for the system to target them with the ad for their home. So they're not being spammed. They're not going to be signed up for a bunch of weirdo things on the internet that they don't want. So you can send them an ad preview when the campaign starts. So if this hasn't started yet, you're able to do that. The system will do it for you, and send them an ad summary when the campaign ends. You can also do that manually. If you forgot to go in and set it up, you can do it later. And guys, you can look here. I can add another seller. I can add another seller. I can add another seller. I can just keep adding the peoples. If you have sellers, let's say I once had, it was a team of brothers and sisters. It was literally like 5 or 6 brothers and sisters that were selling the parents' home. You know, I could put all of those people in. The other thing that I can do is take people that I have in my sphere of influence that might be interested in this area. anyone that I have an email address for and their name, I can add them here. I can also, once I get the results and the engaged leads, maybe I want to add them to my next listing concierge package. So you'll see here engaged. I can go in. Now I'm not going to want to do that right away. You'll see there's only 2 here. But some agents like to go in every day and get their leads. Some like to wait until it's over and then they export all the leads. We want to put them into Prospect Square. We want to put them into In Touch. Now Prospect Square might be a little, I don't want to spam people. But putting them into my In Touch CRM, putting them into the CRM I utilize all the time, there is a drip market campaign specifically for these leads. So you can see these people have unlocked the photos. Guys, when you go in and you click on one of these ads, I've done it before when I've seen them just to see what the client experience is like. You do have to give permission and put your information in. So these people know that they're putting their info in. It's going somewhere. So they've given permission for you to market to them. And I can take their information. I can put that in again to my seller info the next time if I want to target them with maybe another ad. Maybe then all of a sudden they're seeing me all over the internet, and they know that if they want to buy or sell, then it's a sign, I must be the agent for them. But don't forget to do that in your first 60 minutes or less. You can go in again, just add that seller information, doesn't take too long, email them the results of their particular ad. And then you're able to, again, impress your sellers, get those referrals. They're going to be impressed. They're going to tell everyone, yeah, you definitely need to use my agent because he or she is the best in the business. One other thing that I want to point out. So here we've done maximizing. We've gone through our flyer. Here, I'll just click, order management here. We've gone through our flyer. Professional photography here is just going to let you know what company you use, when did they come out for this particular property. But here we have, again, we did our flyer, our website, our brochure, our social media banner, and our video slideshow. And then we went into Boost My Home Spotter. Guys, that's 6 in 60 minutes. So I've heard a lot of agents say, I don't use Listing Concierge because it takes too long. It doesn't take too long anymore. They have made updates and upgrades to the system to make it user friendly. We know that you guys don't have a lot of time to do marketing. You are out there showing 20 and 50 and 205,000 million houses to, clients. You're writing all of the offers. You're having client appointments, listing appointments. You guys are so busy. So the whole intention of Listing Concierge is to help you not only sell more houses and make more money and get more listings, because the intention is to help you get at least 3 listings out of 1, but it's to make you more efficient with your time. I do have an agent I'm working with now that decided to take a chance on Listing Concierge, and I can't promise you that this will happen for all agents, but she took a chance on Listing Concierge. She started to use it. She had a property in a neighborhood that she listed. She had her dot signal rider, other things from Listing Concierge that went to the neighborhood, the postcards. She also walked the neighborhood, excuse me, when they had a community yard sale, and took her brochures with her. Not only that, but she's gotten 7 listings in the same proximity, in the same neighborhood, because people just keep seeing her signs. They know Coldwell Banker signs. They're very distinct, great brand marketing. They have her name rider on them. People can ride by, they can text the code to the number, they can get that e-flyer on their phone. She gets the information. Don't forget, also with Listing Concierge, your SSA will give you a dot signal rider. Once they give that to you, that CB mobile there, you put that on the property. Within 24 hours, it's active via satellite and geofencing and all the fancy magic that I don't really understand, but it works, and that's how you'll get additional listings. That's how you start to dominate the area that you're farming, dominate the area that you're working in. And I would be remiss if I did not show you, last but most definitely not least, anytime that you want to go into Listing Concierge, or really a lot of our tools, you'll see here some say Help Center at the bottom. Our Help Center for Listing Concierge really is under those little 3 dots, Help Center here, or you can also click on the question mark in the circle up here on the top in desk. Again, very user friendly. They're all in alphabetical order. I can go into Listing Concierge. I can view all. I can go in and get my welcome. What is this? What is it for? How can I learn more? They do give me some breadcrumbs up here to go back to my previous screen. So there are training resources here as well. Maybe I want another live class. Maybe I want an on-demand video or a tutorial. TLC Talk. So from the team Listing Concierge, sorry, I geek out on that a little bit. We have our TLC Talk tips from Listing Concierge. You'll see some previous that we've already done this year. You can go back in, and that is going to actually be directly from your Listing Concierge coordinators. They will go over what it is, boost basics. How do I repurpose my materials? What else can I do to maximize? What can I do with my brochures? What can I do with my videos? So I will tell you, Alicia and I did work on a few of her Listing Concierge orders, and we were able to put them on her website. So this gives you original custom content. Here we have one of her social media banners. So we didn't have to formulate this. It's just there. We can discover the details here and go to her single property website. This property is sold. The website still works. View that virtual property tour here. Originally, we did have the DIY version, but we did upgrade it to, like I said, the HGTV effect, that professional video slideshow. Again, here, this was under contract in 2 days. You can discover the details. So these are things that you can also add to your own website. Anything in Listing Concierge you can add to your website. Getting help when you need it, understanding your timeline, exporting your boost leads. Again, these are all things that I can help you with. Your field marketing specialist can help you with. Just schedule an appointment with us. We are here to assist you in doing all of this. It does go over some of the packages that we have, the prices, what is included. So, who are the photography companies included? And you'll see here the phone numbers. If you would like to call them or visit their websites to find out about add-ons, you can do that. And I do believe that a lot of the add-ons are discounted just because we're with the Listing Concierge program. But if you need to get a Matterport tour, if you need to get additional aerial photos, anything of that nature, it's going to give you that information. You'll see the Platinum package does come with the choice of the 2D floor plan or the aerial photos. So it just depends, maybe I want to get a Silver package and I want to call True Place just because I looked at that one first. And I want to ask them, hey, you know what, I'm getting the Silver package for Listing Concierge. It comes with 36 photos, but how much would it be to add on that 2D floor plan? Maybe it's cheaper to get the Silver package and add that on separately. Maybe it's better to get the Platinum package. If you don't want to use a vendor for photography, they will give you a $50 credit for bronze, silver, gold, and an $80 credit for platinum. They will give you that credit, and you can bring in your own photography if you choose. It's also going to let you know how to schedule, about your printed materials, your professional video, how long your ad will run with the social and web advertising powered by HomeSpotter Boost. If you opt out of brochures in lieu of that, you will get an extension. So that just lets you know that originally the Silver package gets 10 days. You will get an additional 14 days. So you'll get 24 days with the Silver package. That does run if it's active, if it's pending, it will run. You can leave feedback here. Guys, please always leave the feedback. I always like to like these little pages, let them know that somebody was reading it. But you can find a lot of really good information in the Help Center, not just for Listing Concierge, but all of our wonderful tools as well. So with that, we are at about 11:50. I did want to open the floor up, see if anyone has any questions about Listing Concierge. If you have anything that you're wondering about, maybe I didn't explain something totally kosher, just let me know. You can unmute yourself or you can place it in the chat, and I'll be able to see that. No questions? You guys are quiet this morning. Is it because it's Monday? Maybe we need more coffee.
I don't have any questions, Angie. I just want to say thank you for the insight. I always learn something new when listening to your classes.
Thank you. I hope so. My goal is always just to show you guys these tools can be very overwhelming. So if you ever are in there and you're looking at a tool, you feel overwhelming, you are not alone. I am right there alongside of you. We have some new things that I'm not allowed to talk about yet that are up and coming, and we're in the we're in the thick of it learning them. So I'm right there with you. If you ever give me Excel, it's like kryptonite to me. I don't like Excel. But that's what I'm here for. Diane is a fellow marketing specialist. We're here to help you. That's our job. So please reach out. I enjoy working with Listing Concierge. It's one of my favorite tools. I'm not supposed to have favorites. They're like kids. But I absolutely love it. And as someone who was in the field for quite some time, who did a lot of the marketing pieces, I was a transaction coordinator, the marketing coordinator. I was the one that was sprawled on the floor with all the postcards, sticking the labels and the stamps on and running around to pick up the brochures. It's so time consuming. So I love that we have basically a stipend from the company almost, where they're paying 73% of what this marketing actually does cost. And I can verify that. We spent about $1,000 on every listing. But this gives you, for the price of what you would normally just pay for professional photography, which 85 to 90% of realtors use now. So if we're not using professional photography, we're not measuring up to a majority of what's out there. But this does give you a lot more for, bang for your buck. But again, I'm here to help you any way I can. If you have a Listing Concierge order coming up, feel free to schedule an appointment. We can dive in one-on-one like Alicia and I did, get in there and put that stuff on your website and make sure that your brochure is correct. You don't have to go it alone. But I did want to show you that you can really maximize it in a little tiny bit of time, but be patient with yourself as you get up and running and learning it as well. With that, if there aren't any more questions, I'm going to give you guys 7 minutes back in your day so you can go do whatever. So thanks so much. Yes, and it is recorded. So I will make sure I have a list here of everyone that I saw on the call. I will send that out to you guys later so that you can view that again if you need to. I'll also upload it to my YouTube channel. So if you want to go back in and see anything that I've done in the past, you can do that. And any way that I can help you build your business, again, not from a corporate Coldwell Banker standpoint, but what you personally need for your personal business, just let me know. I'm always here to help. So with that, I'll let you guys go. Have a wonderful day and stay safe.
Thanks, Angie.